Neon trembling on the sidewalk, rain was falling after 2. People moved like tired shadows through a city painted blue. Someone stood beneath the station, holding silence like a code. All the words they never whispered, floating softly in the smoke. Fragile hearts under neon lights, trying hard to look okay. Every soul becomes a little lonely at the end of every day. Hidden scars behind the laughter, quiet storms behind the eyes. Sometimes people need a moment where they do not have to hide. Jazz was drifting from the corner, old piano low and warm, like a place for broken feelings to survive another storm. No one asked for explanations, no one tried to change the night. Sometimes human hearts grow softer, just sitting side by side. Fragile hearts under neon lights, still searching for some peace, carrying old dreams through the midnight, hoping loneliness will sleep. And maybe love is not a rescue, maybe kindness is enough. A little room beside another when the world becomes too much. Neon faded with the rainfall, but the feeling stayed a while. Your silence sat beside me, like rain against the train. The city blurred beyond the window, soft with midnight pain. You held your coffee carefully, like something almost gone. And all the words you never said stayed trembling in your palms. Your silence sat beside me, heavier than sound. Every heart has hidden places where loneliness is found. People speak through quiet glances, through the way they slowly breathe. Sometimes the truth. Words could never fully reach. An old jazz record kept spinning low, trumpet in the dark. Smoke and piano wrapped around us like shadows in the heart. No need to force a conversation, no need to explain the past. Some feelings only show themselves when the night is moving fast. Your silence sat beside me, soft and full of scars, carrying old broken memories beneath cafe stars. And maybe love begins gently, not through saving someone's soul, but through staying long enough to make a stranger feel less alone. The train lights disappeared slowly, but your silence stayed with me. Some people arrive like seasons, quiet as the autumn rain, changing little things inside you without needing to explain. A slow train across the river, neon trembling on the glass, and all the fragile human feelings rose gently from the past. Some people arrive like seasons, carrying winter, carrying spring. Every heart brings different weather to the rooms they enter in. Some arrive with hidden sadness, some arrive with quiet light, but every soul leaves traces long after goodbye. Old records fill the cafe, soft piano drifting blue, two lonely shadows in the midnight, trying to make it through. No need for perfect language, no need to present is the kindest thing of all. Some people arrive like seasons and slowly change the air, leaving warmth inside the silence, even after they're not there. And maybe being human means learning how to see the invisible worlds people carry so carefully. The city lights kept flickering as the music faded low. Rain on the window after midnight, soft against the cafe light. Someone standing by the doorway, like they almost changed their mind. Their coat carried traces of winter, their eyes carried sleepless days, and somehow all the quiet sadness filled the room without a name. Rain on the window, someone at the door. Every soul arrives carrying more than before. Every heart hides little storms behind ordinary smiles, and sometimes kindness means staying just a little while. Old jazz drifting through the speakers, low trumpet smoke and blue outside. Taxis cross the darkness inside. Time barely moved, no questions crossed between us. No need to explain the pain. Some feelings speak more honestly in silence and in rain. Rain on the window, someone at the door. A human life sad, trembling on the edge of something warm. And maybe love is simple, like letting someone rest. For even fragile strangers need somewhere safe. to breathe. The rain kept singing softly long after you were gone. The window shook a little from the cold October rain. You sat quietly beside me, holding shadows, holding pain. Streetlights floated on the river like old memories drifting slow. And every breath between the silence felt like something I should know. Even the wind felt your story, moving softly through the night. Every heart leaves tiny echoes in the dark beneath the light. People carry hidden seasons no one else can truly see. And sometimes sadness sounds beautiful when shared quietly with me. An old jazz record kept spinning, soft trumpet fading low. The city rushed beyond the window, but we let the evening slow. No need to speak about the past now, no need to explain the scars. Some feelings live like winter, far beyond the visible stars. Even the wind felt your story, every silence, every scar. All the roads that made you human, all the nights that brought you here. And maybe kindness is listening without trying to repair, just allowing someone's fragile heart to rest beside you there. Stopped falling, but the room still felt your heart. The visitor beneath the streetlights walks slowly through the rain. Neon trembling on the sidewalk like memories calling their name. A tired coat, a quiet heartbeat, eyes full of sleepless nights, as if the whole city's loneliness was glowing in the light. The visitor beneath the streetlights carried more than anyone knew. Every soul arrives with shadows and dreams they never grew into. People hide their fragile winters behind ordinary smiles. Sometimes all they truly need is warmth for just a while. Jazz floated from the cafe, soft trumpet drifting low. Inside, the air felt gentler than the world outside the door. No need for explanations, no need to speak too much. Some hearts slowly heal themselves through quiet human touch. The streetlights left traces in the night, like unfinished conversations still glowing softly in the mind. And maybe kindness is simple, like opening a door. For every human being carries a hidden world before. Rainwater shimmered on the pavement as the music faded out. No one arrives empty-handed, even when their hands are still. People carry quiet heartbreak hidden underneath their will. A tired coat beside the window, rain still shining on their shoes. Every stranger holds a lifetime they are trying not to lose. No one arrives empty-handed. Every soul brings memories, little pieces of old winters floating through the evening breeze. Every smile can hide a longing, every silence knows the dark. And sometimes all we truly need The jazz cafe grew softer as the city lost its noise. Piano drifting through the midnight like forgotten human voices. No need to ask for answers, no need to explain the scars. Some feelings only find their place beneath late night cafe stars. Simple, like listening without fear. For every human life is asking to be gently welcomed here. Outside, the rain kept falling. Inside, the music stayed warm. A lifetime sat across from me beneath a fading neon sign. A quiet face, a gentle voice, and eyes that carried time. The coffee steamed between us like memories in the air. Some people speak in sentences, some speak through silent stares. A lifetime sat across from me with all its broken days. Every scar became a language hidden deep beneath the pain. Every person holds a history too heavy just to name. And sometimes simple listening is the kindest thing we make. Outside, the rain kept falling on the sleepless avenue. Inside, the jazz kept drifting, soft and tired like the moon. No need for grand confessions, No need to understand. Sometimes being truly human is simply staying where you stand. A lifetime sat across from me and slowly filled the room with all the love and loneliness people carry through. And maybe hearts grow lighter when somebody lets them rest. Even strangers need a shelter from the sadness in their chest. The cafe lights grew dimmer, but neither of us moved. A stranger sat across from me under tired cafe lights. Their coffee slowly losing warmth, like conversations in the night. There was something in the silence, like a window left half open. 1,000 careful memories and words that stayed unspoken. The weight of a stranger's heart is heavier than it seems. People carry hidden winters inside ordinary things. Every smile can hide a story. Every eye has known the dark. And sometimes all we really need is room inside someone's heart. Outside, the city kept moving, neon rivers in the rain. But here, beneath the quiet jazz, someone was surviving pain. I did not ask for explanations. I did not try to understand. I only stayed and listened, like evening rain against the glass. The weight of a stranger's heart is softer when it can rest. Even broken human feelings still tenderness. Every person walks in carrying pieces time could not erase. And maybe love begins exactly when we give those pieces space. The coffee finally went cold, but neither of us moved. Someone arrived without a sound, carrying years I could not see. A quiet coat, a tired smile, a whole life standing next to me. There was rain inside their silence. There were roads behind their eyes. Every hello was not just hello. It was time in a thin disguise. Someone arrived with all their seasons. Springtime hopes and winter scars. 1,000 rooms inside one heartbeat. A sky of old and future stars. Someone arrived with all their weather. Every storm they had survived. And if my heart can open gently, maybe love is being kind. There were letters never answered. There were dreams they could not name. I just made a little silence wide enough to hold the pain. Because life is not a moment, and a face is not a door. Every stranger brings a story no one has heard before. Someone arrived with all their seasons. Oh, they're losing all their light. All the years that made them human. All the dreams they hold tonight. Someone arrived with all their weather. Every road beneath their skin. And if my heart becomes a shelter, let the whole life enter in. Someone arrived with without a sound, but the room was not the same. Before words there was a heart, quietly asking to be seen. Behind the careful conversations lived invisible dreams. The cafe lights were dim and golden. Rain slid softly down the glass, and all the things we never mentioned still connected through the dark. Before words there was a heart, carrying old memories, tiny pieces of forgotten nights, and unfinished histories. Every soul wants to be understood without needing to explain. Sometimes kindness is simply listening to someone's pain. Old jazz drifted through the silence, low trumpet smoke and blue. Outside the city hurried on, but time slowed down for two. No perfect answers waited, no miracle appeared, just two fragile human beings trying not to disappear. Before words there was a heart, still beating through the scars, holding small surviving hopes beneath the midnight stars. And maybe love begins softly, not with rescue, not with noise, but through quiet understanding between two tired souls. The music faded into silence, but the feeling stayed behind. You smiled softly for a moment, like the rain had finally stopped. But behind that fragile kindness live the nights you never talked. The cafe lights were low and golden, old jazz drifting through the air, and somehow your quiet expression made the whole room stop and stare. A human life in one quiet smile, hidden gently out of view. Every heart becomes a story no one else completely knew. There are winters inside laughter, there are storms beneath calm eyes. Sometimes people look the strongest right before they almost cry. Outside, trains were still moving, neon rivers through the dark. Inside an old piano played around our fragile hearts. No need for explanations, no need to ask what hurt. Sometimes simply being present makes loneliness feel less worse. A human life in one quiet smile, all the memories passing through. Every scar and every small hope still trying to bloom. And maybe being human means we carry hidden pain while hoping someone someday will understand without explaining. Your smile faded very slowly, but the warmth remained behind. There was something in your silence, like roads I'd never known, a fragile map inside your heart, drawn by nights alone. The rain kept tracing silver lines across the cafe glass, as if the city understood how slowly people heal from the past. The fragile map inside you holds every wound and dream, every road you try to follow, and every place you've been. People carry hidden cities no one else can truly see, and sometimes being understood begins quietly. Old piano through the darkness, soft trumpet fading low, two tired souls beneath the midnight, letting the evening slow. No need to speak of yesterday, no need to name the pain. Some hearts only open gently when sheltered from the rain. The fragile map inside you still shines beneath the scars. All the love you kept protecting, all your unfinished stars. And maybe kindness means listening without needing to repair, just sitting close beside someone and proving you are there outside. The rain kept falling inside, the jazz stayed warm. The door opened quietly, like midnight after rain. A stranger stood beneath the light, carrying invisible pain. Their eyes looked full of distance, like stations left behind, as if an entire lifetime was crossing through my mind. When a soul walks into the room, the air begins to change. Every heart arrives with echoes, every love has known some pain. No one enters empty-handed, no one comes without the past. And sometimes simple kindness becomes the thing that lasts. The jazz was playing softly, old trumpet, smoke and wine. Outside the city hurried, but we ignored the time. No questions were necessary, no perfect words appeared, just two human shadows trying not to disappear. When a soul walks into the room, 1,000 memories arrive. Every fragile piece of someone still searching how to survive. And maybe being human is learning how to stay long enough beside another to let their silence speak. The door closed softly afterward, but something still remained. A stranger pulled the chair out slowly under dim cafe light. Their coats still carried winter and a little bit of night. There were oceans in their silence. There were tired dreams somewhere, like a world too full of memories, resting quietly in the air. Every visitor brings a universe, a sky nobody sees, hidden storms and secret wishes, floating softly underneath. Every heartbeat holds a lifetime. Every soul has traveled far, and sometimes just being welcomed can heal invisible scars. Outside, the trains kept moving, cold reflections on the glass. Inside an old piano made the lonely moments last. the sadness. No need to ask them why. Sometimes human hearts grow lighter when someone stays nearby. Every visitor brings a universe of broken roads and lights. All the people they once loved, still walking through the night. And maybe kindness is simple, like leaving space to breathe for every soul that enters, carries more than we can see. The music slowly disappeared, but the feeling never left. There was a quiet in the room that words could never hold, like old photographs still fading in the corners of the soul. The record player whispered softly, smoke drifted through the blue, and every pause between the notes felt painfully true. The sound of unspoken histories, lives underneath our skin. Every heart hides little tragedies no one talks about again. Every stranger carries echoes of the roads they traveled through, and sometimes silence tells the story better than words can do. Outside, the city kept burning, neon rivers in the rain. Inside, two tired people sat quietly with their pain. No questions crossed the table, no need to explain the past. Some feelings only breathe at night when the world is moving fast. The sound of unspoken histories still lingers in the dark, like unfinished conversations written gently on the heart. the fragile little worlds we keep buried deep inside. The music stops so quietly, but the silence stayed behind. The city opened its doors slowly after midnight rain. Streetlights shimmered on the pavement like old forgotten names. A stranger stepped into the silence with weary eyes and careful grace, as if they carried years of weather written softly on their face. The city opened its doors slowly to hearts that lost their way. Every soul is searching somewhere for a place they can safely stay. Behind every quiet shadow lives a story never told, and even tired human feelings still need somewhere warm to go. The jazz cafe was almost empty. Only records filled the air. Smoke and piano wrapped around us like a slow, unfinished prayer. No one asked about the sadness. No one tried to fix the night. Sometimes kindness is just presence, sitting softly by the light. The city opened its doors slowly and let another soul inside. All the loneliness they carried did not have to hide. Maybe hearts begin healing, not through grand words or advice, but through small moments of shelter shared beneath neon lights. Outside, the rain kept falling. Inside, the music stayed warm. Soft shoes on a rainy hallway echo through the midnight blue. Someone carrying quiet sadness slowly walked into my view. Outside, taxis cross the window. Streetlights blurred beneath the rain. But inside this little cafe, nothing needed to be explained. Soft shoes on a rainy hallway, like memories coming home. Every person brings a shadow. No one really walks alone. There are stories in the silence. There are storms behind the eyes. Sometimes all a heart is asking is a place to rest tonight. The record player kept spinning, old jazz drifting through the smoke. Neither one of us was smiling. Still the loneliness felt small. No grand words and no pretending, just the sound of falling rain. Two tired souls beside the window, learning how to breathe again. Soft shoes on a rainy hallway, slowly fading with the night. But some meetings leave a feeling long after goodbye arrives. Every stranger leaves an echo. Every heart becomes a trace. And maybe kindness is simply making room for someone's pain. Rain kept falling on the city long after you were gone. You walked in with tired footsteps, like someone searching for the dawn. Rain still resting on your shoulders from a night that felt too long. The cafe lights were low and drifting through the air, and somehow all your quiet sadness was already waiting there. You came carrying tomorrow, even after all the pain, holding small and fragile hopes, like sunlight after rain. Every heart survives by dreaming, even when the world feels far. People keep a little future hidden underneath their scars. Outside, taxis cross the river, neon trembling on the glass. Inside, time became much slower, like we wanted it to last. No need to speak about the sorrow, no need to say what hurt. Sometimes simply staying present can soften what words cannot cure. You came carrying tomorrow through the loneliness of night, still believing something gentle could someday arrive. And maybe being human means we break but still begin, carrying tomorrow quietly, somewhere deep within. The record reached the ending, but hope stayed in the room. The door opened very softly, rain still falling in the night. A stranger stepped into the silence under tired cafe lights. There were stories in their breathing, there were years behind their eyes, like an entire human lifetime arriving without disguise, welcoming another life is more than saying hidden winters and places no one knows. Every heart carries its weather, every dream survives somehow, and maybe kindness starts by simply listening now. Old jazz drifted through the darkness, soft trumpet smoke and blue. Outside the city kept moving. Inside the world felt true. No need to fix the sadness, no need to explain the pain. Sometimes warmth is just a person staying through the rain, welcoming another life. Means opening the heart to all the unseen memories. People quietly guard, and maybe being human is learning how to see the fragile worlds inside someone as carefully as dreams. The rain slowed down by morning, but the feeling still remained. Mm-hmm.